Hello everyone, this is Scat and we're back with another game from the Burswood Super Amateur StarCraft 2 Invitational held in November 2011. In the top spawn position on Shadow Temple we have Stacey, the Red Zerg, and down in the bottom center we have Devourer, the Green Protoss. This game was part of the winners bracket. Of course, both of these players having advanced to the second round, I believe this was, and the winner of this will go through to the semi-finals. So let's just see, we're going to speed this up a little bit. We've got Pylon coming down. I'm going to see Hatchery first, getting that double extractor cancel, which we've seen before, from Stacey to go up to 12, throwing down his spawning pool. We have seen Stacey go Hatchery first a few times in this tournament, so getting a pull first. He may be going for a aggressive build, but he's got a fair bit of money in the bank. Are we going to see a Hatchery go down? And no, we've got a Roach Warren and a Gas, so let's just slow it down. The Hatchery going down after the Roach Warren. Meanwhile, 2-gate warp gates on their way, we hope, because the cybernetics core is outbuilt but not doing anything. Come on, Devourer, you can do it. Start your warp gates. Does he know? Does he know that he's not doing warp gates? Oh dear, well that would be a huge shame for Devourer if he doesn't notice that he hasn't built warp gates. Meanwhile, we've got a decent saturation here. We only need 3 more workers to fully saturate the minerals down here for Devourer before he needs to take another base. Looking around, 3 Zealots on the map. Meanwhile, for Stacey, we only have a couple of Lings out. Zealots, if they do a little bit of poking and prodding, they may be able to do some damage, but it's going to take them so long to get across the map, and with speed on the way, we may just see some more Zerglings come out to finish them off as soon as they arrive. Hatchery is going to pop up any second, so 3 roaches on the way. These Zealots will not do any damage at all because those roaches so good on the creep against Zealots. So here we go, showing his hand. 3 Zealots going to be attacking this natural, and here come the roaches and the Lings. Lings of course just going to take off 1 or 2 points on the shield before getting 2 or 3 shot. Of course we don't have +1 yet, so they will get 3 shot by these Zealots. But alas, the Zerglings do not get attacked at all, and the roaches just do so much damage, taking out all of these Zealots. That poor Zealot there had a really bad rally point, while these 2 escape with their lives. Their lives for ire, but the other ones definitely losing their lives to the Overmind. Looking around now, we've got double gas up. Looks like we could be going into Mutalisk play, which is what Stacey is known for. He does love his roaches into Mutalisks, and looks like Warpgate finally going to finish up for Devourer with a couple of Stalkers on the way as well. And we've got a 4-gate, albeit very slow 4-gate, but he did get held back a lot with that Warpgate being delayed. Let's see how this pans out from here. Got a extremely small worker transfer coming down. Looks like he could be oversaturated. Barely. Oh no, just right. Very well done. Okay, we're going to need to see 2 more gas. There we go, there's one of them. 4th gas is going to probably go down in a minute, with the Spire coming shortly afterwards once this lair finishes. But seems content to just sit on 3 for now, not building the 4th extractor. Plenty of drones coming down, because he's in a very safe position with this many roaches out. The only way that a Protoss player could really push in without having a massive 4-gate force, which is what we're starting to see anyway, is of course with robotics, because those Immortals will do huge amounts of damage to roaches. I believe they 4-shot them? 3 or 4-shot them with Immortals. I think it's 50 damage each, so it would 3-shot them. But we do not even see Robotech out just yet. It's almost finished, but of course any immortals are going to be at least 1 minute away, and then pushing across the field with slow immortals will be another minute, and by then we will have a Spire up. So these Stalker Zealots really going to need to move out if they want to do any damage before the Mutalisks come out. We could be in a fair bit of trouble. If the Mutalisks go unchecked, they can just move around the map and do so much damage. Meanwhile, the Roaches pushing out. If the Roaches start moving up and pressuring the front right as those Mutalisks come out, of course the Mutalisks very quickly move across the map. They can reinforce and there will be a lot of damage done. Roaches tanking all of the hits from these Stalkers while the Mutalisks go to town. And of course, if it goes bad, the Mutalisks can just fly away and start harassing workers somewhere else. So it's a very powerful combination. But the Observer does spot this force sitting on the watchtower. Everyone completely perplexed by the watchtower, staring at it, bowing to their god, the Xel'Naga, their creators. And here we go. Looks like Devourer wants to engage this force. Stalkers up the front, Zealots coming around from the back, and a quick burrow, but the Observer's there. He doesn't know it. Taking a few hits unnecessarily. All of the Zealots are going to go down, and now he's starting to take on the Stalkers. 2 Zealots at the back doing a lot of damage as well, and that gets cleaned up quite nicely. Moving across the map, he does have the Observer support. What are we going to see here? We've got 5, 6 Mutalisks out. We've got 14 Roaches on the way. This will get cleaned up very quickly. Will he snipe the Queen? Queen burrows. Where is the Observer? Being very slow up the back here. Here we go. Roaches are out. Send in the Mutalisks. And this could be it for the attack. It depends. The Roaches got some pretty bad rally points there. 1 Mutalisk, 2 Mutalisks fall, 3 Mutalisks fall. Of course, each of these cost 200 resources, 100 gas, 100 minerals, and will he get it? He gets the last Mutalisk as well. So Stacey, although he held that off quite well, he didn't take any real economic damage other than 1 queen, well, almost losing a queen. He did lose all of those Mutalisks. 6 Mutalisks is 1200 resources. That's more than he has in total at the moment. So rebuilding that will take time. Meanwhile, cleaning up the proxy pylon. Observer's just going to walk into the base completely unchecked. We don't see any overseers. Nothing that can spot this Observer. No spore crawlers. So he's going to see exactly what's going on. Not that he needs to know, because he's already seen the Mutalisks and dealt with them. Down here, what do we have for the Protoss player? We've got +1/+1 coming out. The expansion is starting to get set up. We've got 5 Mutalisks, 10 Roaches on the way for Stacey. Meanwhile, double upgrades. How many units does he have on the map? He's only got 9 Stalkers. With nothing in production, he does have a cannon coming out, but cannons are not going to help if you're engaging an army away from them. So he's going to need more units soon, maybe underestimating how quickly the Zerg player can re-macro his forces after that fight. And here we go, this is a pretty big force. That's a big roach ball. Got 17 Roaches and 5 Mutalisks. If he pushes out right now, with these extra Zerglings as well, he will be able to crack this natural, no doubt about it. But of course he hasn't scouted it. He doesn't know how vulnerable his opponent is right now. Still on 4 warp gates. Robotics, he's got an Immortal coming out. The Immortal, of course, so good against those Roaches. 3-shotting them, I believe, is what we said earlier. Here we go, extra double gas coming down. Really starting to get this saturated, but I don't know if he's got enough units to deal with this. If he moves out, the 5 Mutalisks coming down very slowly. The Observer sees all the Roaches. Is he going to respond? Of course, he does have the Immortal coming out. Will he queue up a second one? Yes, he does. But 6 more Mutalisks on the way. This will put Stacey to at least 11 Mutalisks. I don't know if I missed any before that. Nope, 6 plus 5 is definitely 11 last time I checked. And so these Mutalisks, if they go in now, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. We've got extended thermal lance Colossus range coming out. We've got a Colossus queued up after this, but these Mutalisks, all they need to do is fly straight in here. They will be able to take out the robotics and the support bay before the Stalkers get up here to deal with them, especially because the Stalkers all the way out to the side at the moment, taking out the destructible rocks. If only Stacey moved out now, he would be able to do so much damage with those Mutalisks, but playing extremely passively. The Observer just quietly observing, doesn't want to really do anything at the moment, but neither do these Roaches. They see the blur and they just want to stare at it. But the high yield is down, double extractor. So both of these players going up to their third base now. It looks like Devourer really wants to put this Nexus down, but he's just spent all of his money on 4 more Stalkers, so this Nexus is going to be delayed a little. First Colossus is out, Blinker's on the way, range is almost done, and if we get another Colossus out, then this will be very, very dangerous for the Zerg player. However, I don't think that Devourer has much that can shoot up other than this Stalker ball, and if the Stalkers are ever out of position when the Mutalisks come, then the Mutalisks will just destroy all the Colossi and Immortals without any trouble. I don't know how this goes. It all comes down to the positioning, where the engagement is done and when, who has more forces there at the time, where the Mutalisks are and where the Blinkstalkers are is really going to define what happens next. But just macroing up for now, we've got the third base for Devourer coming down. We should be seeing a fourth out of Stacey anytime soon because his main is almost mined out. Just sitting here with a handful of drones, only 5 on minerals, so that will last him quite a while. Here we go, the Mutalisks have moved out, sniping an Immortal. Of course, here we go, the Stalkers quite far out of position, their blink has just come off cooldown, but the Mutalisk going to back out, try to poke in somewhere else. We've got another little ball of Mutalisks here. It'd be nice to see some two-pronged attacks to really split up this Stalker ball and force Devourer to start playing at a really high micro level, or distract him from his macro. With this base up, he's not building any probes out of it. Doesn't look like we've got a transfer, so already this Mutalisk harassment has done damage beyond just that Immortal, in that he hasn't been keeping up to date with his transfers and his probes, and he hasn't started mining here. So already a big win. But here we go, this big Stalker, Colossi, Immortal ball moving out across the field. No Zealots to absorb the damage. Are we going to see... Oh, we've got a Burrow. Where's that Observer gone? The Observer's gone on strike. He was sitting over this Roach ball for so long. We know the Roaches come up. Are they going to snipe the Colossi? Doesn't look like it. Everything's just on attack move. The Mutalisks coming. They were out of position, of course. But here we go. Huge ball of Mutalisks coming in. How many is this? It's over a full page of Mutalisks, and this is going to clean up no problems. And Stacey can effectively just 1A his opponent right now with this big ball and win. There is absolutely nothing left on the map. These 4 Stalkers going to get cleaned up in seconds. They take out 1 Mutalisk in return, and you are in a lot of trouble if you are Devourer right now. Here we go, coming into the main base with this big Mutalisk ball. Targeting the warp gates, he really needs to take out the pylons, but it's all for nothing. GG from Devourer, and we will be going into game number 2 as soon as... There we go, Devourer has left the game. So we will be going into game number 2 of this series between Stacey and Devourer. Stay tuned.